Hello, entrepreneurs. Joe DeChara here, back again for another segment of how to win at business. And tonight, because I'm still working on my time management skills, which I actually teach people, I'm running a little late, and it's because I have a special surprise for you. This came out of the blue. I was supposed to be aware of it, and I found out at exactly 8:01 when I was supposed to be going on. And one of my dear friends called me to remind me that I am interviewing her tonight here live on Facebook and YouTube and wherever else you are. So if you're watching live, give me a hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay, just so that I can keep track of my analytics and feed my ego to see who's actually friends with me. Anyway, without any further ado, what I'd like to do is keep you on your seat, waiting to see who the heck I'm going to introduce here, because she is a very big deal. She's a dear friend of mine. I position myself to learn as much as I can from her, and she is a wealth of knowledge and one of the best entrepreneurs that I've ever met. Honestly, she is fantastic, and I'll let you be your own judge. So let me introduce my dear friend, the one and only Suzy Pruden. How are you, Suzy?
I'm great, Joe, and that was a great introduction. Thank you.
Yeah, and you didn't even expect it, right?
No, what was so funny is we had an appointment tonight, and I forgot that it was a live interview, and I thought it was a conversation about what I'm doing. You're going to help me with what I'm doing, and you forgot about it, and so we both forgot. I just called you and said, "Don't we have an appointment now?"
Here's the funny thing, Suzy. I'm the expert on organization and time management, and I am so swamped right now because my business is going off the charts. I've never been. I can't even say busy. I'm having fun. But
Oh,
I
yes.
didn't forget. I had you in my notes, and I was like, "What is this Suzy Pruden at 8 p.m.?" And
I had
I
the same
obviously,
thing.
yeah. So, uh, here's the great thing. This is what amazes me because I wasn't born yesterday, and when fax machines were like really sophisticated technology when I got into business. Uh, we can do this on the fly. You're in California, I'm in Queens, New York, and we could reach literally millions of people.
Yep.
We might only be reaching me and you, but that's fine too.
Well, that was the original intention, was to have a conversation.
Yeah.
We just happen to be sharing
So,
that conversation with the rest of the world now.
right. And here's the thing, I wasn't it wasn't all fluff. I positioned myself because to be close enough to you so that I could learn from all of your experience and and it worked. I bought a table next to you in a
I
couple of
know.
boot camps, and here we are. And every time I have a conversation with you, it's like, oh my God, and I guess maybe we do that for each other, but you definitely motivate me. And I want to bring it back to where, one of the first times I met you, you had this money, magic, mind mystery thing. And I'll never forget because you've done hypnotism, and we don't have enough time to talk about everything that you've done. But it was you used $100 bill as a bookmark. So I started doing that, and it was something the energy connected, and it was soon after that, I guess, that you had the idea for this itty bitty book publishing idea, and right away it was like, oh my God, that's brilliant, because I think I got it. I saw the big picture, this itty bitty idea. I said, this could be huge.
It is huge. It's an itty bitty book that makes a huge difference. And it's so exciting to see where it's going and how it's growing. And I just got off a call, a seminar. There were 400 people on this seminar. We're all learning to pivot our businesses right now. And we broke up into little rooms, chat rooms. And every time that happened, 2 or 3 people would say, I'm interested in being an itty bitty author. I'm interested in being, same thing happened 2 days ago on a networking Zoom call. Again, we broke up into little rooms where we talked to 3 or 4 people. Then we changed 3 or 4 more people. Every single one of the chat rooms, people say, I want to do an itty bitty book. And now,
I'm not surprised. So I want to give myself credit because I think I was one of the first people that jumped on board.
you got an amazing deal.
Yes.
You got an early bird deal.
Yes. And I am still cashing in on it. But you made me an Amazon a best-selling author.
The #1 Amazon bestseller.
And I have the Itty Bitty, amazing Itty Bitty bookkeeping book.
Mm-hmm.
And now I have, it's being edited, the amazing Itty Bitty book about S Corps.
Yep.
And so I was excited to do it because I saw it not just as a book, Suzy, and as a community that I knew you were going to build, but as a marketing, almost like a marketing system.
That's exactly what we want to create. And that's exactly what I tell my authors. That your book, a lot of, this is what one of them looks like. This is, I have to put it here. Now,
Okay.
this gentleman went from $100,000 to $750,000 using this book as his marketing tool, not as a bookmark, as a book card, as a business card. It's a marketing tool. And every single chapter is a webinar. Every single chapter is a seminar. Every single chapter, and there's only 15 chapters. They're only 2 pages each. People in America don't read anymore. So you don't want to give them something that they have to go, oh my God, I have to read that. They won't do it. But you want they need information. But then Joe, because of what you're doing in your business, this is really great. So Joe's following me around because of my brilliance. And now I'm following him around because of his brilliance, because of his university. And I'm looking at that going, we need a university because every single author can be a professor at the Itty Bitty University. And then we need a conference program. So that's where I'm moving the company right now.
That's exciting. And so just to backtrack a second, you started Itty Bitty, what, 4 years ago?
I started Itty Bitty in January. Here's how it happened. Okay, I have all these books here.
One second, Suzy, because I see there's a picture of you with Oprah Winfrey back there.
That's subtle. That's subtle, right?
Yes. Okay. Let's just back up a second, because you were a New York Times best-selling author.
Yes.
I forgot to mention this little fact. You were a New York Times best-selling author, and you were on Oprah.
Yes, that's with my book, Meta Fitness, Your Thoughts Taking Shape. That was published by Hay House in 1989. And people always say to me, how did you get on Oprah? I hired a publicist. That's how I got on Oprah. I hired a publicist. The magic is you do what you have to do. That's the magic. I sold my first book at a cocktail party in East Hampton, Long Island in 1971. When I had a fitness school in New York City and I had a summer camp in East Hampton. I was at a cocktail party. I met Joni Evans of William Morrow, told her about a book idea I had about children's fitness. And she said, I like it. Do you have an outline? I said, yes. She said, I'll pick it up on Monday on my way back to New York City. I wrote it over the weekend, gave it to her Monday. And that's how and especially now, that's how you have to move. That's how you have to move. I mean, a lot of people are thinking, my God, I can't do anything now. No, now is the time. Yeah. So all day today, Joe, I was on a conference all day today on pivoting your business. And all day I was thinking about how I had this call with you tonight. And I thought we were going to be talking about the university and you were going to be helping me with that. So here's the thing. I help Joe. Joe helps me. And it works. He knows he knows stuff I don't know. I know stuff he doesn't know. So what all of you right now have to do who are watching us and listening to us, you have to think about the people in your life who know more than you, who you need to talk to uplift you, and who you know that need your knowledge. Because right now we've got to all come together and help us rise during this
Yes.
time.
Very well put. And, and I think that's, I've made more connections, Suzy, in the last month, and actually cemented connections, relationships with people like you. I've spoken to you more in the last couple of weeks than I think in the last 2 years.
Yeah, easily.
But,
yeah.
So, obviously we've had a meeting of the minds. Let's stay, we were supposed, so I decided to create this university, Bedrock University, a couple of years ago. I wanted to have a low-cost way to provide information to small business owners. And I said, the easiest way to do that is an online university. But now what you did with Ityy Bitty was you provide information on every subject, right? In little small doses. And that's what I love. It was like, I can read it in an hour. So I
20 minutes.
20 minutes, an hour if you look at the pictures. But I wrote a book about bookkeeping that you could go through it. You're not going to learn how to be a bookkeeper, but you're going to learn about bookkeeping. So now I'm doing it on becoming an S Corp. But you've made what, like almost 70 people best-selling authors?
I think it's 70. Yeah, 70 right now.
70.
Yeah, we had our first children's book become a bestseller a few weeks ago. We have a Legacy Press book that just became a bestseller. We have 69 Ityy Bitty books that, or 68 Ityy Bitty books that are all #1 bestsellers. Wow. It's a system. It's a system. It's just like your university is a system, and Ityy Bitty Publishing is a system. What we do with Ityy Bitty Publishing is we help our authors position themselves as experts and then take the next step. So the way Ityy Bitty started was an accident. And it was, I wrote this, my sister wrote this book for, I got to do this right. It's Suzy Pruden's Ityy Bitty weight loss book. I was in the weight loss industry. And James Malinchak said, write a small book. So I've only written big books. So my sister wrote the small book. We called it Suzy Pruden's Ityy Bitty weight loss book because I was in the weight loss industry. My name has been on everything because I'm actually a famous person and a celebrity. I know I say that glibly, but it's true. And,
it is true.
And I mean, I've worn a leotard in years, but people still ask me if I'm that Suzy Pruden. And we bought the obligatory 2,000 copies. You see, it's not a very attractive book. And I have
kind of big, too. It's not Ityy Bitty.
No, it's not Ityy Bitty. What happened is we bought the 2,000 copies. This is 2006. We have 1,800 left. We didn't. Right. So I asked my sister if she could change the cover and make it smaller. So this is what she did. And the cover works because we used it in advertising with the weight loss business. What she did, though, was you notice that my name is no longer at the top.
Right.
And I had an ego moment, and I'm looking at the book. And I said, are you sure you want to take my name off? And she said, I don't care. And as I'm looking at it, I realized it's $1 million business. So then her friend said, that's not an Ityy Bitty book, that's a Thinny Winnie book. And so she created this, which is an Ityy Bitty book. It's only 30 pages.
And you hold it sideways so people could see? No, the other, I want to see how thick it is.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're
all like that.
There's no room for the title to be on the spine. And that's the good news. And some people would think that's the bad news because we are not in bookstores. I don't want to be in bookstores.
So let's get back to, so now I'm the expert on bookkeeping.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I say, Suzy, you should have the Itty Bitty University, because I want to have my book in your university, because this gives me a whole nother platform. Because I'm not that stupid, Suzy. I know you have like 70 other business people, like
Uh-huh.
authors, and I'm like, if I have the Itty Bitty bookkeeping book in the university, all of those authors are going to see me.
Yes.
And that, am I correct?
Well, not only will all the authors see you, but anybody that comes onto the site to see who we have of the 70 people right now that we have as bestsellers. We also have some people who are in the queue coming up to bestseller. So they're all going to be on the university. So if somebody comes on the university looking for bookkeeping, but they're also looking for marijuana, this is a marijuana book. So
Yeah.
they're
So
looking for marijuana, but they also, if they run a marijuana business, they have to know how to do bookkeeping. So they take the classes in the marijuana, and then they say, well, if I'm going to run a marijuana business, I also need to know bookkeeping. So they automatically go to your courses.
well, okay, you just brought up a great point, because there's actually a special kind of accounting for the cannabis industry. Has anybody written an itty bitty book on that yet?
Not yet.
Well, there you go. I mean, I see a guy on LinkedIn. He's the cannabis accounting expert. And that's what you could become. So you could take any subject. And now, so what would happen? I want to do an itty bitty book on my new time management system. What am I
So,
going to get? I'm not just going to become an author. What am I going to get as part of the package?
well, you're gonna get the book and all the things that go with the book, the best-selling campaign, the listing on our website, the listing in our directory, and you're going to have the option to have your course on the Itty Bitty University and become a professor on Itty Bitty University, where you can have, in terms of an A level, B level, C level, depending on how much energy you want to put into it, you can have one course. You can have all 15, like 15, like the 15 steps in a book. You can have 15 courses. Each course that you create leads your person who's taking your course to your next level. So
Right.
it's not it's on the university, but the university is set up to send people to your website, to your webinars, to anything that you're promoting so that you get more business. And that's the bottom line. You want more business. You want more eyes on your stuff.
So you have a bunch of people now that are signing up to be itty bitty authors. I know you've been out there, you're getting leads all the time, you're a selling machine. And what I'm seeing here is, oh my God, once we get this university up there, and if I'm helping you with this, it's going to be up there very shortly. Every time you get a new author, you're gonna get massive traffic to this university.
Yes, that's the
And
intention.
And so that traffic, I'm going to be getting other people's traffic,
Yes,
and they're going to see me. Oh my God, I need a bookkeeper. I need a guy that knows how to set up an S corp.
yes.
And it'll come back to me. It's a no brainer.
It's a
It's a no.
win-win-win. Yeah. And then we
Right.
have university conferences where we'll have all, a series of authors doing 15-minute talks on Facebook, on Zoom, getting the information out there. So let's say I'm doing a talk and I'm talking about becoming an itty bitty author, and you're next in line, you talking about S corps. By the way, Joe, I tell every single one of my authors they have to have an S corp. They
I know
absolutely.
you do.
I mean, it's. I had my first S corp in 1965, and you said you were still in school.
I don't even know if I was in school then, but I got to tell you, you're cutting edge, because they S corps only were invented in like 1959.
And this was 1965.
Yeah, and women that usually didn't go into business, and they definitely didn't own corporations. And you're still the same Suzy Pruden. And I want to make something clear here. If this sounds like a pitch fest, it's not. Okay, I don't sell. I don't pitch people. I believe in the concept that you've created as a marketing vehicle for anybody to be able to, we've been in the seminar world together for years, and a lot of people become authors. And they become authors, and I'm one of them. I did my first book, and I bought, I don't know, the 2,000 copies, and I don't have them because I had to toss them. I had no purpose. It was just become an author. Okay, yeah.
You didn't buy 2,000 copies. I wouldn't let you.
Okay. No, not of Ityy Bitty. I mean, I became an author, not an Ityy Bitty author.
Okay.
But when I saw the Ityy Bitty, the concept, I said, this is why I should have become an author. I do bookkeeping. I help people set up their bookkeeping. I'm going to educate them, and it's going to give me credibility. I'm on Amazon. I'm a best-selling author. Now you're just taking it to a whole nother level. Yes. I mean, between having the university, the conferences, and this is exciting. So I don't want to, I highly recommend connecting with Suzy to be an Ityy Bitty author. Not because I'm pitches. I don't get an affiliate fee. I don't get a commission. This is because this is a business model. Every business owner should have a marketing system, and this is like a turnkey marketing system.
It is, and it's easy, and it's also a community. And so what happens with the community is we have author calls. It was once a month, and it was on the phone. Now it's on Zoom, and it's once a week. And the interesting thing that's happening with these author calls are the cross-pollination of businesses that's happening, and the joint ventures that are happening, and the ideas that are flowing back and forth, and someone saying, I need help with this, and someone else has the answer for it. So it's a community. And eventually what we'll do is we'll have, I don't know if we'll ever have conferences where we all get together again, because we did our conference, which was supposed to be 3 days in person in early April, and we had to cancel it. So we did it one day online, and we had 10 times the amount of people show up.
Wow.
Well, they didn't have to go anywhere. They didn't have to stay anywhere. They didn't have to fly anywhere. They just got up, got their coffee, sat down, and they were in the conference. And
it's powerful. It's powerful.
It's really powerful. I mean, what's happening today, some people are very frightened, but if you look at it, I had a conversation yesterday on the Zoom, on the call, and I used it. This is a very challenging time. And one of the people said she didn't like the word challenging because it meant difficult. I don't think challenges are difficult. I think challenges are opportunities. That's from my training as a child. When I was learning to ski, every time I got good in a group, my mother ran the ski school, I was advanced to the next group. Well, that was a challenge because I had to keep up with them. It was also a reward because I was in the next group. So I kept advancing. So challenges to me are opportunities to advance. Same thing happened in horseback riding. Every time I got better, I was given a more difficult horse. And it always scared me. I mean, oh my God, I'm riding Temptation. Temptation had a reputation where he used to buck people off. But I knew if I could master Temptation, then I would get Sultan. When I got Sultan, I was terrified, but so excited because it meant I was better. So right now what's happening is if you're challenged in your business, start to look at it as an opportunity to really expand and grow. I know that's what you're doing, Joe. That's certainly what I'm doing.
I'm speechless. I can just listen to you because it's words of wisdom. They're timeless. I usually start out my broadcast reminding people that life is tough. Business makes it even harder. Get over it. If you're not going to get over it, you're not going to be successful. So Suzy Pruden, thank you so much. I've been flashing the ittybittypublishing.com banner
Thank
down
you.
here. How do, two things, how do people get in touch with you? And then your
Well,
final words of wisdom.
there's two ways. One, you go to my website and fill out the little thing that says, give us your name and your number and your email. We will contact you. And those of you who are watching now and listening now, if you say free gift in the notes, I will send you. You're gonna love this because I'm a hypnotherapist. 4 hypnosis processes on how to write a best-selling book, and 4 hypnosis processes on increasing your wealth. As Joe mentioned, I was doing that, I don't know, 5 years ago, 6 years ago in hypnosis. And we'll send you the MP3 for that. So just put in free gift. And also we'll call you to set up time to talk to me to see how you can become a member of my community. That's one way, or just email suzypruden@gmail.com and just say, I heard you on Joe's show. I saw you on Joe's Facebook Live. I'd like to talk to you, and we'll call you. But give us their phone number. Otherwise, we can't.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Suzy. And you're always a bundle of joy. And final parting words.
My final parting words, say yes and figure it out. Say yes and figure it out. That's been my motto for everything. That's why when Joni Evans said, do you have an outline? I said, yes. I wrote it over the weekend.
I believe you. And it became a bestseller, and you got on Oprah. Thank you, Suzy Pruden.
Thank you, Joe DiChiara.
That's our story. We're going to stick with it. This is Joe DiChiara with another amazing broadcast of How to Win at Business. Thank you, Suzy, and I will see you soon.
Yes.
All right.